Yeah, I wanted to ask you a few questions because we've been working together for like a long time,
Yep,
maybe 5 years, maybe more. Uh, it's amazing because I know Pulp Fiction is one of the best trailers that we've done together,
I
and
would agree.
that one, that's a movie we really like because we admire Tarantino a lot. And I looked at it, oh my God, we did this in like 2020.
Wow.
Yeah, so you see how much time is flying by. But I just wanted to know, like, working with you, like, how'd you get into this business of being a voiceover artist, and what triggered you to be passionate about that?
Oh, all right. Well, initially I thought I wanted to get into radio, like kind of like a Howard Stern type situation. And I went to Connecticut School of Broadcasting and kind of realized it wasn't radio per se I wanted to get into as much as like voiceover. I always knew who the inner world guy was, but I didn't know what his name was or anything. And somebody that I met at Connecticut School of Broadcasting, one of my instructors, kind of hipped me to who Don LaFontaine was, the movie trailer guy. And then the East Coast version of him is like Hal Douglas.
Uh,
And it just kind of steamrolled from there, man, taking VO classes and, you know, getting a foothold myself in the industry. And that's kind of where it's at.
how many years you been in the business now?
I'd say I started seriously pursuing it like 2009,
Wow.
and
Uh,
yeah, so it took a
but
while. Definitely wasn't an overnight success story kind of deal.
I remember Charlie Toro. I'm glad he's doing better. Finally, he's home.
Yeah, thank
Uh,
goodness.
yeah, but I remember him saying that he would have so many youngsters come to him and they thinking it's easy money to be a voice actor,
Right,
voiceover artist. And he goes, it's not. It's a slow evolution throughout the years, I'm sure.
absolutely. Yeah, developing your style, and you got to follow trends too, and see where they're headed. And the less you book, the more insecure you get. The more insecure you get, the more difficult it is to book, and that could be a tough situation. So it's rough, man. It can be a tough business to be in, but very rewarding too at times.
I want to ask you also because this AI is a big thing now coming around, and we're kind
Yeah.
of seeing it in its infancy. It's going to grow in the next like 5 to 10 years. Has that affected negatively the voiceover world at all?
I mean that's possible. I haven't seen it firsthand. I've kind of heard stories of some people getting replaced by AI and stuff, and I mean, it's certainly a possibility, but the thing is, like, first of all, I try not to worry about tomorrow, like right
Right.
now,
Exactly.
because like let's say AI does take over and it takes all the VO jobs. Well, then that's going to ruin tomorrow. But if I have to sit and worry about it right now, then I ruin today and tomorrow. You know, um, so like my my philosophy is AI is working toward perfection, right? Every day it gets closer and closer to being perfect. But the thing is, human beings are not perfect. By nature, we're flawed. And it's by and large what makes us beautiful, the things that are wrong with us.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can develop an AI model that's tonality is just like my voice. You can, teach it to sound happy or sound sad or, sound sullen, but you can't inject into AI, 20 years of making and losing friends or falling in or out of love, of hurting someone's feelings, dealing with substance abuse, losing loved ones. These are all things I bring to a read when I'm at a microphone. The sum of my life, every loss, every win, every tear, every laugh, everything comes with me to that mic. And when they can teach AI to be that, then I'll worry, you
Yeah.
know. So
I don't think they ever will. And you brought up a good point because I saw one filmmaker who did The Crow, Alex Proyas,
yeah,
and he has a YouTube channel, and he made like a maybe 2 minute short AI film, and I said, "What's this?" And I watched it, and I said, he definitely lost his edge let me put it this way: I will never go down that path. Never.
Right,
To be a, it will make you lazy. Again, you're allowing the machine to do the work for you.
right,
It, it's very difficult and challenging to conjure up a story and how am I going to put this together. But that's all part of the experience, you know.
absolutely.
So
Yeah,
I think one thing in the filmmaking world that it's going to do is that it'll make the real filmmakers stand out even more
I
because
agree.
this AI stuff, this medium that it's creating, I think it's going to it'll be like its own thing. People will watch and go, "That's not a movie. I
Right.
want to see a movie. Show me the real movies." You know?
Yes, absolutely. And every aspect of the creative process, be that sound design, editing, such as
Yeah.
yourself, directing, all of it, there should be a personal signature in there that makes it that person, you know. Um, just like Tarantino and his films. And I'm sorry, what was that editor that he worked with that she passed away?
Sally
Um,
Menke.
yeah, Sally Menke. Like her signature, her essence, her soul is in those films, you know, through
Yeah.
her editing. And I agree with you 100%. Society by and large has to learn how to value people again, you know, and what we bring to the table. Human beings with souls, you know.
You're right, because not only that, with the work, like even when I'm cutting a trailer or something with a smaller project compared to a film, I can only perfect it as much. I try to get it in like I would say this to myself a lot privately. I got to put in the 90% ratio in there as far
Right.
as trying to get everything as articulate as possible. It's possible I could miss something when it's done. I'm like, oh, I can't, I missed that. Like maybe the sound was off, or maybe I didn't cut the one image and splice it enough. But
Right.
in a strange, ironic way, I said, it's actually okay the way it is. Like they call it happy accidents. It can occur. So it goes back to what you're saying that it's also the imperfections that make it unique.
Right.
Because especially dealing with people or like working on a film with people, you're looking for that spontaneity, or they call it happy accidents. So the AI will never be able to do that, a computer, because they want to make everything perfect. And
Absolutely.
yeah, so that's where the flaw is as well. I notice with the AI, I can't always catch it, but I am catching it with people. They use it to promote their business, which is okay. But they'll make like an AI image of themselves, and I can tell it's not them because they look a little too perfect.
Right.
I go, that's not human.
Yeah, yeah. It's like too slick, too shiny, and like, like it's very weird, man.
It's like the T1000.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
Man, yeah.
I remember, I think it was Brianna at one point, a couple of years back, she was pissed off because, like, I think the AI, like, magically used her voice, I think, for
Right.
some advertising without her acknowledgement, and that really pissed her off. So there's that little aspect of being exploited from the
Yeah.
voiceover realm. So that's why I was asking you, like, one of the earlier questions is around if you saw any weird stuff like that. Like, hey, you didn't use my voice, or
Uh,
whatever makes sense.
Not really, but I mean, it's very possible, if not probable, that somebody has trained a model in my voice because as voiceovers, the way we audition, we get auditions through email, and then we send in MP3s of our voices doing the audition. So there's like thousands of hours of MP3 recordings of my voice out there. It'd be
Right.
very easy to train a model, but again, to me, you bring a lot more than just, your tool, your voice, or whatever to the situation. You know.
Speaking of editing, I know because obviously you're a voiceover artist, you're exposed to that world. So you edit all the time in one way or another,
Right.
and especially with your voice recording and tracks. So, what was it that you learned in the editing process? Like, how'd you come around and discover me? Do you remember how that happened? Like, the very beginning?
I don't. I honestly thought you reached out to me. I'm not
Yeah,
sure. I mean, I might have reached out to you. I don't remember.
it just
I
naturally happened.
Yeah, if I had to guess, we probably had mutual voiceover friends, and I might have seen a trailer of yours, and I might have asked if you could use me down the road. Maybe it's been a while. You're right. It's been at least 5 years,
Yeah.
so it's hard to remember, man.
No, I hear
But
you.
yeah,
Well, what's something you learned working with me? It's been a long time. What's something you picked up from your point of view?
well, timing is important, and so like I don't get the opportunity to work on trailers, whatever, and it was really nice working with you because you make this stuff professionally, so I really feel like I'm plugged into like a real trailer, and learning how the VO interacts with the SOTs with like the scenes that you're picking and the sound and having the fit. Sometimes I had to go quicker to make it fit front and back, or I had to drag things out to make it, and it's been really good practice working with that timing with you.
Right.
Um,
The pacing
yeah,
is important in the storytelling aspect.
absolutely. Yep.
So you would put as number one the Reservoir Dogs, where we just hit like the home run. I remember you were saying that before.
I just watched it again today in preparation for our conversation, and yeah, I would say Reservoir Dogs is, in my by my estimation, flawless.
Thank you. I remember you were checking up on me, like you wanted to make sure that we were going to do that one.
Well, that one in particular, yeah,
Yeah.
and giving the timing of it because Michael had passed away recently, and yeah, I absolutely, and I've loved that movie for as long as I can remember, and the subject matter that it deals with, the doing right, not because not in order to gain, for the simple fact that deep down inside you have to, um, when Mr. Orange in the final scene in the movie, spoiler alert, lets Mr. White know that he's a cop, there was no reason to do that other than it was really just the right thing to do for someone who had treated him as a friend and sacrificed everything. Uh, to me, that ideal to do something for a perceived greater good or whatever, I'm very much into that,
Do you,
so.
after you told him, I wasn't quite sure. Does Harvey Keitel shoot him though? Or does he,
Yes.
he
To
does,
me,
right?
he does. The
Yeah,
first
yeah.
pop you hear is, I believe that's a bullet through Orange's head.
Oh boy. So it's just
Yeah.
everyone finished.
Yeah. Maybe Mr. Pink got away. I'm not sure. You hear a ruckus outside. It's hard to tell exactly what happened. But
Yeah.
he
It's
made it out of the building.
yeah, it's amazing though because it is hands down one of the best indie films ever made, Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And it's remarkable. It was when I was editing that one, it was a challenge for sure because it's a smaller movie
Right.
and because a lot of it takes place in the warehouse. And my favorite scene was the chase with Mr. Pink. I love
Right.
that running away from the cops, and that shootout was terrific.
Yeah. It's
It was very
tremendous.
realistic because if there's a real shootout, they're not going to go bang. They're going to be shooting like crazy.
Right.
And he captured that realism to it there, Tarantino. And even
Absolutely.
they're just acting like a bunch of wild cowboys, you
Yep.
know. And but no, it was tricky as far as a smaller movie, and then it was also the concept of not giving it away. That Mr. Orange was a cop as well.
Right.
I saw maybe one or two other guys take a bite at it to make a trailer of Reservoir Dogs, and they messed that up.
Yeah.
So I did my homework. I wanted to make sure that I stayed away from that as
Right.
well, that little thing there. But yeah, it was. You don't want to give it away, and it was just you're trying to find a way to make it interesting to watch for a smaller movie. I think one of the best indie films I've seen before that was Blood Simple with the Coen brothers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was very impressed with that film and what they did there, and the sense of scale that it had for a movie that really didn't have that much money.
Yeah.
And that's another one. I think that's one of the best, and that was like way before Reservoir Dogs. That was like '84, I
Right.
believe. So I'm sure Tarantino watched that and was aware. Any of those guys, I think that's like a writer director. I think that they're more unique than just a director. I think
Right.
you can even more of a individuality there in their work. Not that it's still, if you're just a director, it's still hard work, but it's extra work for sure because you're doing
Right.
everything. He said it clear himself, Tarantino. He talked about David Fincher. He's a very good director. He said there's a difference. He goes, he's just a director. I'm a writer director. That's a different thing, totally.
Right.
So he said, yeah, you get more jobs if you're a director. It's tough to start from scratch every single time for a new movie.
Yeah.
But so yeah, you can see he only did 9 movies, whereas Fincher made a lot. But if I had to take my pick and who I like more, it would definitely be Tarantino,
Right.
without a doubt. I think overall, I find his films to be more entertaining. Who would be like your top three, like directors that you really like, that you were really moved by?
Well, Tarantino is top for me as well.
Yeah,
Um, I like Freakin' a lot, Exorcist.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's very commando guerrilla style shooting.
He doesn't
I
mess
just
around, that guy.
what's that?
He doesn't mess around, that
No, he
director.
doesn't. If he needs jumps from his actors, he'll shoot a gun with a blank, like right near their head, in order to get them to flinch. I'm like, how about letting them act? Maybe they can do it, you know. And then I mean, there's a bunch. I love Coen Brothers. I love James Cameron,
Yeah,
uh, Michael Mann. It's hard to get it down to three, but I do agree with you that writer directors, you really get a sense of their entire vision and voice, because they're not just finding a story to direct, they literally conceive it from the very beginning, like the first syllable.
yeah, yeah.
Um, definitely.
You,
Who would be your top three writer directors?
Tarantino's definitely one of them.
Right.
Uh, it's tough. It's a tough question. I love No Country for Old Men. That's one of my favorite films.
Dude, I watch it once a week. What it is, that movie drives me nuts.
I remember watching it once, like 5 times in a week,
Yeah.
and just studying it. I go, this movie's a masterpiece. You know,
Yeah, the tone of that movie is just so incredible, man.
yeah, it's dark, it's gritty, but it was realistic.
Yeah,
And what made that film even more unique because there's no music in there,
right.
and that's really rare to see that. Usually they rely.
Yeah. Music is a huge tool in movies to establish tone and mood and stuff, and to not lean on that at all is crazy.
Yeah, I think that's the only time, as far as I know, that I can think of where they did that. Someone. I mean, do you remember any movie that had no music? I can't think of anyone other than that one.
I can't recall. I can think of a part of a movie that was silent, and to me, it was a great tool. Do you remember in Copland when one of the cops shot next to Sylvester Stallone's good ear? He was deaf in one ear. They shot the gun next to his
Oh
good
yeah,
ear, which made
yeah.
him essentially deaf for the entire scene going into Harvey Keitel's house.
Okay.
Um, to me, that was a huge tension builder because as the audience member, you couldn't even anticipate where people were going to come from. You were just as deaf as Stallone's character in that moment.
Yeah, Copland. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's an underrated one. That's
Yeah,
so good.
good flick, man.
It was unusual to see him like play the different kind of guy.
Kind of frumpy, the loser. Yeah,
Yeah, and yet he like the sheriff, like a Western element to take on the bad guys at the end to come
yeah.
after them. But yeah, that's a good one, Copland. He praised that a lot, that was Stallone. He said that's probably one of his favorite
He
performances.
did a phenomenal job. Yeah.
And Robert Patrick, he's in it too. And,
Yes. You got Ray Liotta.
yeah, and De Niro, he's in there.
Yeah.
He plays the chief of police, right?
Yeah, Ray Liotta's all coked out there. At one point, he's talking to Stallone. He's like, "You want to go straight? You don't go straight. You want to go fast. You got to zigzag, man. Turn at the corners. Turn at the corners." I'm like, "Yo, this guy's out of control, dude."
He did one movie called Turbulence where he goes psycho on an airplane. I don't know if you ever seen that.
It's a documentary. No.
I remember he's like, "I'm up here, you're down there. Well, how you gonna get me?"
Nice. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah, he was a great actor, Ray Liotta. But
Love him.
yeah, I love Michael Mann a lot. I learned a lot from Mann, John Carpenter.
Right. Oh man, just
You know,
watched Thing recently too. Great
yeah,
movie.
that's just. I remember the first time I watched that movie, it freaked the shit out of me. So what am I
Yeah.
watching here, man? I
Yeah.
remember I didn't want to eat anything. I was a teenager. It just freaked me out.
Oh, I don't blame you. I mean, everything and anytime anything transformed into the alien, it was always like goopy and wet and net. Like I can understand losing your appetite after that film.
Yeah, like I want to eat a big bowl of pasta right now.
That one guy's head goes upside down and turns into the spider during They Live. That the nastiest. Oh man. That
It's crazy because no matter how small it gets, it still tries to find a way to survive, and it just keeps
yeah,
mutating. It doesn't stop. You know,
so nuts, man.
it's amazing though. That movie ruined his career as a director at the time. Carpenter.
Oh really?
Yeah, it bombed in the box office, and people were just horrified by this movie.
Yeah. Sometimes things come out before their time, before people realize how awesome it is.
It is. It took a long time for people to appreciate the thing.
Yeah.
What I'm amazed by, one of my favorite movies also is Blade Runner. And I'm always shocked and surprised that that movie did not win Oscars for like best visuals or best effects.
Right.
I'm just mesmerized because that movie aged like wine. It still looks good, Blade Runner. It can come out today and you would pretty much accept it for
Yeah.
the time. So that one always mystified me that it went, like no one paid attention to it, got mixed reviews. And
Right.
even today, people don't talk about it. It's like a hidden gem in the sci-fi realm. It's
Yeah.
definitely one of the best, Blade Runner. That's my favorite Harrison Ford movie, Blade
Oh,
Runner.
okay. Yeah, it
My
was definitely
brother,
ahead of its time, and I'm curious if like maybe the fact that Harrison Ford starred in it, people were confused about what it was supposed to be, in light of Star Wars and Indiana Jones and stuff like that.
that's a good point because he became such a huge star. This guy Harrison,
Yeah.
it probably did confuse people. I didn't think of that. You're probably right.
Right.
Yeah, because you have the old big sci-fi flicks, Star Wars, and then this comes out and it was just so dark and it didn't complement the happy tone of Star Wars or Indiana Jones, that family aspect that was
Right.
there. So, but to me, I picked that one over the other two any day of the week.
Yeah. Yeah.
My brother-in-law, he loves Indiana Jones, and he's like a diehard fan of that. But I think Blade Runner was one of his best performances. And
Yeah. He
probably,
was incredible in that.
I
Absolutely.
think, I think it was closest to him also.
Yeah. Yeah. Most likely, I would say
Yeah,
so.
the jaded asshole.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Grumpy, he's always grumpy, Harrison Ford.
Right. He seems it. He definitely does.
I'm serious though. Every week, almost every week, I see Harrison Ford unintentionally
Really?
on TV, on my phone. He's in New York City on the subway. I
Right.
see his Glenmorangie single malt Scotch whiskey. I can't run away. He's everywhere I turn. I see him.
You're haunted by Harrison Ford.
I think I am a little bit. And then I
Yeah.
see Patriot Games is on or Clear and Present Danger. I can't run away from this guy.
Do you
So
ever
that
see Witness
yeah, not
when
in
he's a detective that lives with the Amish?
yeah, that was an interesting movie. I remember the shower scene with the girl.
Yeah, yeah. With Kelly McGillis, you get to see her Amish boobs for a little while.
You see, that's the first thing I think of when I
Right.
think of the
Well, around the
movie.
age that we were when he came out, too, is like, you know,
Yeah, it's like, wow,
whoa.
we're rooting for us. We'll go get her.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Witness. I think The Fugitive was terrific. I love that one.
Great movie. Yeah,
Yeah, he made it big time. That guy, Harrison Ford. I mean, he's like up there with Tom Cruise.
definitely.
It's remarkable, and he's like, and it's funny. It's so ironic because he was like the last guy on the list for Star Wars or Indiana Jones.
Right.
Like everybody passed it. I think people they didn't realize at the time that like Star Wars was going to be the future of cinema.
Right. Yeah,
At
at
least
that
for like,
time they probably thought it was just some dumb space movie, you know.
yeah. I mean, can you imagine reading the script and you see like R2D2? You're like, what is this shit? You know?
Right, yeah. Some fucking trash can on wheels. Like what's going on here, man?
It probably looked like a career killer when you read it. I wouldn't be
Yeah,
surprised.
right.
So,
The Force, you know.
yeah.
Oh boy, oh boy.
I like when they asked Harrison Ford about that in old interviews. Do you believe in the Force?
Yeah,
Look, force yourself.
right. Yeah, exactly.
Harrison Ford,
Yeah.
grumpy Ford. But yeah, but those directors they stand out a lot to me. Chris Nolan, he's another writer director.
Oh yeah. Tremendous.
I remember I watched Insomnia. It's such a hidden gem in his career that he directed, and it's actually a remake of like a Norwegian film from '97.
Right.
And I went to watch the original, and it was great watching it and then contrasting and comparing both of them, and seeing how much, in my opinion, that Nolan's version was superior,
Oh, okay.
even though it's a remake. But he made it bigger and fleshed things out compared to what was there in the first one. And
Right.
he's just such a master filmmaker. He captures that sense of scale, something big,
Yeah.
and he's a great storyteller. You know, like I think the some of the best scenes in the movie, if you're watching it, is the phone call scenes with Pacino and Robin Williams.
Yep.
That wasn't there in the original version. Barely there. Maybe like one, two lines, and that was it.
Right.
So it's amazing that he had the vision and the eye to say, wait a minute, I saw a hidden potential over here to do something with that and to make it better. I think you should watch it one day, the original. It's actually on YouTube, the whole movie.
Oh, okay.
And the character is actually darker and kind of like sociopathic in a way, Will Dormer. And it was smart of Pacino to make, in Pacino's version, the Chris Nolan, he made him more likable, more of
Oh,
like
okay.
a veteran detective. Like in the original, he like kills a dog. You see him shoot a dog. Like a detective wouldn't do that, you know?
Yeah, that's less likable, I would say.
Yeah, and I think that filmmaker, I can't pronounce his name. He's a Norwegian filmmaker. I think they try really hard to be edgy at times
Right.
to capture your attention, and I don't think it quite worked. The only thing it does have more than the remake is that it's more disturbing. The film.
Okay.
So he kind of toned that. Like there's a beginning, you see a girl getting killed. It almost felt like a snuff picture in the very like first like
Oh,
5 minutes.
jeez. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I learned something there as a filmmaker is that when you tell your story, even if you're doing a dark story or whatever, you don't want to ever like disrespect your audience, you know? You want
Right.
to engage your audience and entertain them, you know? You can mystify them as well, which is great, you know, because I always love mysticism and something that's mythical. But I think there's like a unwritten rule and to make sure that you want to respect the audience. So give the goods, you know?
Right.
And you don't want to gross them out to the point where like there's this one film that came out. I never saw it, but I watched the scenes. It was called Irreversible.
Okay.
And it was this French film, and it felt like a snuff picture. And people walked out of Cannes Film Festival, and they were pissed off because you see Monica Bellucci, the beautiful Italian actress,
Yep. Familiar.
getting beaten up, and it looked very real,
Yeah.
and raped. And you see like a guy's face getting smashed in with like an oxygen tank or something, and they show everything. And that showed me that that filmmaker didn't have anything to offer.
Right.
That's all he relied on, the exploitation of violence, sex, and
Mhm.
war, because he doesn't know how to tell a story, you know.
Right.
And like it's interesting with Tarantino, he can be very graphic, but he finds a way to go around it to make it comedic and funny. And there's like a comic book vibe to
Right.
it, the Tarantino. So he knows how to execute it where you're okay with it. This guy did not know. So your intention as a filmmaker is very important. Like, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to really entertain the viewer, or do you want to disturb them in that way and like disgust them or gross them out? Period.
Right.
You know, is there any sense of an artistic value there? And I didn't see that with that filmmaker, and that's why
Yeah.
that movie to me sucks. You know, you don't want to watch a movie and just feel like this is bothering me. You know.
Yeah.
Like Tarantino's movies are entertaining to watch. They're fun, a
Right.
lot of fun.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Or and Chris Nolan, he's interesting. You know, when you watch, it's something mythical there, like with the Prestige, which I love. You know, so he doesn't. That guy didn't have that. So I wanted to know because you watched my short film recently, and like,
Right.
what did you take out of that? Because you have years of knowledge of film and voiceover. What came to your mind after watching it?
I I sensed like uneasiness and suspense that can kind of live in any moment of any day, no matter how seemingly trivial it might be. It can really build up into something very tense. That's kind of what I took away from it, you know.
Yeah,
Um, and it's in the eye of the beholder, you know.
yeah.
Um, I don't know how on or off I am with that synopsis of 1151, but that's kind of what I took away from it.
No, no, you're right, and it's a very open film, and it's I didn't want to explain too much, and
Right.
I wanted to leave it to your interpretation because it will be different from you than anyone else. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. Is there anything that you found a scene in particular that was like your favorite or your memorable one that you liked as a viewer that you found interesting or unusual?
Some
Even
of the exterior heavy rain shots I was really taken with, and kind of the lightning during that, and the fuse box downstairs is highly. I think that plays on some fears that I live with on a daily basis. Um, but all in all, just the tone of the film is very very up my alley with the tension. You know, um, as far as how long did it take to shoot?
oh, I worked on that for like 4 years.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
I think part of the length was because of the COVID that came around, so there was a huge stall.
right. Is it something that you knew your vision going in, or did it evolve as you were doing it?
Both.
Okay.
There's a mixture of both. Like there's a nightmare scene when he's at the staircase.
Right.
I thought of that along the way because I took a picture of my friend. There's this park that we used to live by in Casino Park, and there's this long spooky staircase. My mother always hated walking there. And then I was just taking pictures with my Nikon camera, and then it started to get dark over there. I'd never been in the park at nighttime. There's all these
Right.
lamp lights everywhere, and it looks really gloomy and like spooky, you
Yeah.
know. And I said, "Gee, it looks like there's like a castle up there at the end of the staircase, like Dracula or something like that." So I
Right.
said, "You stand right there," and I took a picture of him with like a hood on and a stick to look like it's in the 1300s or something like that.
Yeah.
So from that picture alone, I got an inspiration. I think I got an idea to add something into the story,
Right.
and it would complement the themes of ambiguity and mystery of this character. You're not quite sure if he has some kind of intuitive ability or something psychic,
Right.
or it's in his head, and I leave it there, and it's on purpose. So yeah, that came in, and it was from what I heard, just from my best friend and all. He said to me that that was like the scariest scene for him. That scene
Yes.
with the shadow, you know. But one thing I was very aware of, even if it's eerie or suspenseful, there's no violence in it at all.
Right.
You know, it's all in your mind, and it's just mood, atmosphere, and suspense. You know,
Absolutely.
and I felt that it's harder to do it that way than to go off. You know, there's no screaming. Everything is subtle,
Right.
and that was deliberate. So, but it was an evolution of both. You kind of get ideas along the way. It was pretty smooth in shooting. I think the only scene that was like I did change along the way, and this is like a tricky thing as a director.
Mhm.
It can read well, but it doesn't. When you come to shoot it, it doesn't look good. It's okay if it's not good, but as long as you know it's not good,
Right.
that you have very sharp instincts to go, we need to fix this. Because it started off interesting. The kitchen scene in the beginning, when he has that strange moment with the phone and it looks like he's hearing voices in his head.
Right.
It was genuinely a phone call scene to begin with. And I said, man, this is boring and this is flat. And it dropped like a rock from
Mhm.
this interesting introduction with the voiceover narrative.
Right.
So I found that I said, well, let me kick it to the next level, and it is what you got there. So I felt personally that I was better off to do that. Once I did that, then I felt it complemented the rest of the scenes in the film, and it complemented the thematically what the story was all about. You got a
Right.
guy that doesn't have a handle of things around him,
Yeah.
and that actually made the ghost scarier, in my opinion, because you weren't quite sure. And that
Right.
I think if you do believe in ghosts or not, it doesn't matter. But as a storytelling device, if you did have a ghost experience, you would doubt it. You wouldn't be able to prove it
Right.
because it's something outside of the comprehension of a human being. And you just realize you're dealing with a supernatural entity because that's how they function. They don't work like a human being.
Sure.
So it was also to correlate that to the concept of dreams, because dreams are not fully explainable. They're just there with some
Right.
kind of power to it. So that's where I was coming from. So the words like mysticism and mythical and mystery, I always love to see that in the film because I think if you know what you're doing and if you can integrate it well, then you will engage the audience in one way or another. I don't see a lot of films now where they leave things for you to figure out. They want to explain everything.
Right.
So I wanted to bring that back. A film that I really liked that played a inspiration to some degree was The Hitcher. I don't know if you ever seen that.
Refresh my memory. Who's in it?
Rutger Hauer and C. Thomas Howell.
I didn't. I have to see that.
Yeah, and that was great because that to me was like an extension of like that dealt with those elements of mystique. You got to watch it. I highly recommend that one. It's such an underrated film. Even my best friend, he goes, Alex, I never heard of that until you mentioned it, and then he watched
Right.
it. It was really good. But it's about this hitchhiker, and he terrorizes this kid, and you don't know why, like what he wants. And
Right.
then you see the story turn, and then you're not quite sure what's going on, and it becomes this strange, supernatural to some degree thriller.
Mhm.
And no one can take down this lunatic that Rutger Hauer plays, who's in Blade Runner. And I don't want to give it away, but definitely played a role. And it was also with like John Carpenter, with Michael Myers. The one he
Okay.
did, there was a mythology there from the first film alone. You got a character that had no motive. He didn't talk, and there was a supernatural edge to him. And now you have like a face with that, with Rutger Hauer.
Right.
But there are things I learned there as far as like telling a ghost story and how do you want to go about it and interpret the ghost. So it's very
Mhm.
important not to make him human and um, not to give him a motive.
Right.
That made
Keep
it,
it unknown. Keep it strange. Right. Like
yeah.
foreign.
You know why? Because there's nothing that you can do, and they knew that can top that.
Right.
And trying to explain that will actually ruin it.
Absolutely. Leave it to the viewer's imagination. They're going to frighten themselves much more than you ever could with whatever you come up with.
Yeah, and you ruined the fun of that. Like, thanks for telling me now. That this is what it is. Like,
Right.
oh, like it's his brother or whatever it is. And he said himself, Carpenter, when he did like Halloween 2, he was forced into writing it. He said, why would the killer come back for Jamie Lee? There is no connection at all.
Right. Yeah.
Zero. So he came up with the brother and sister concept, and he said himself it was awful. It's a
Yeah.
horrible idea. I don't know if you've seen that one, Halloween 2.
I did. It was quite some time ago, though.
Yeah. I think the ending was all right. The whole chase scene in the hospital, that was okay.
Right.
But I think he actually had to step in and direct a lot of the scenes because he said the
Mm.
director didn't know what he was doing.
Right.
And I could tell that it's Carpenter. It has a similar feeling.
Yeah.
It has a little bit of a signature there. So I think he was kind of doing it like half-ass.
Okay.
But those moments that were okay, I think were because of him,
Right.
as far as I know, where he was trying to get it back to that blend of half man, half supernatural with Michael Myers,
Yes. Right.
and that's what worked. So the sequel just after that just totally ruined that to make him like a man, you know.
Yeah, no, that sucks completely. I've never been a big Michael Myers or Jason guy. I'm a big Freddy guy. Freddy scared me, man, when I was a kid. The
Yeah.
original Nightmare on Elm Street.
Well, that was more of a lively character compared to the other two guys.
Yeah, and the fact that he has carte blanche in your head when you're sleeping, and if he kills you while you're asleep, you die in real life. That just like that messed me up, man. That messed me up when I was 12 years old, dude.
I remember Tarantino, he talked about, what was it, the third one, where the kids, they get some kind of superpowers in the
The
dream?
Dream Warriors. Yep,
Yeah, he said that was actually pretty good. Decent.
that's that's interesting. If Tarantino gave kudos to any Freddy Krueger movie, that's saying something.
Yeah, he said that was like, all right. Like, he did mention something. It's tough with like sequels because he's never done a sequel, Tarantino.
Right,
And Kill Bill Volume 2, he doesn't consider it a sequel. I think,
right. That's one complete film. Yeah,
yeah, so they told him it's too long, like, chop it in half, you know?
right.
And, and it worked just the way it does. It's fine. But it is tough to make a sequel to a
Yeah.
film. And it's very rare that you're going to top the original. Only a few times it's happened, as far as I'm
T
concerned.
two, T2 is tremendous.
E2 is
Terminator
amazing.
2. Yeah,
Yeah, that's one of the moments where they did do it, you know. And not only that,
yeah,
they did something very unusual with that film, where they took this vicious killing machine that was very spooky and like Frankenstein, and they flipped it and they made him a
yeah,
hero. I
yeah.
don't think that's ever been done in history of cinema. Yeah,
No. And
and
I,
it
I
worked.
love the idea that he was antiquated technology dedicated to save this kid from the same thing as him, only more advanced, right?
Yeah,
So he's
yeah.
at a tremendous disadvantage. It's like a Frankenstein dad love story. It's just so brilliant, man.
This
So
like
good.
this hybrid family that's created amongst
Yeah,
the three of them. And I felt the star of the movie was Robert Patrick, in my
I
opinion.
agree.
I think the villain is the most important character in a movie like that because
Yeah.
he's the challenger, he's the threat.
Yep.
You know? So they needed that character and that actor to make it work, and they just nailed it. It was amazing,
Absolutely.
amazing because he's a smaller guy, yet
Right.
he always looks more powerful than Arnold.
Yeah, he moved in a very sharp, quick ways. Even the way he ran, like toward vehicles, and so the fact that like he would use duplicitousness and disguises and lying and all kinds of stuff, but anytime he came anywhere within like striking distance of the kid, that's all he could think about was John Connor. It was just like beeline right for that kid constantly, and God forbid you were between him and that kid. You know. So good, man.
I think he set the bar with like a cyborg. No one ever did it better than him.
No, it was some serious shit. Definitely.
He made Arnold look like a baby.
He kind of did, man. I think Arnold was kind of like, whoa, this guy's serious. It's serious business.
I remember
Right.
Jim Cameron said for when they first meet in the hallway and they wrestle with each other. And then Arnold went, he said, Jim, I have a great idea. He said, how about they pick him up and they throw him through the wall? He goes, no, no, you can't do that. He said, why not? He goes, no, he's actually heavier than you and he's stronger than
Yeah.
you. He had a hard time registering that in his head. Apparently.
Right. I don't understand.
I didn't go to his, yeah.
His
Actually,
arms aren't very big. I don't know what you mean.
he did these pythons. Come on, you know.
I heard this. Do you know the story about Jesse Ventura and Arnold Schwarzenegger during Predator?
Yeah, yeah, I
Like
know.
them working out and like, and like Arnold would come and next to Jesse Ventura in the jungle and say, "My arm is 1 inch bigger than yours." Like they're in the middle of filming a fucking movie, and he's boasting about his arm size.
Yeah, and then he did some trick with like the dry cleaners where it looked like his shirts like somehow like his arms were like a little bigger.
That's right. I forgot that. He would like bring it in half an inch every week or something.
Yeah, Ventura was like, "What the fuck?" Yeah,
It's so
but I
ridiculous.
gotta give credit. At that time, in Predator, Arnold was in tremendous shape.
Yes.
I think him and Jesse were like running a lot. Like they would run a couple of miles straight. So Arnold was a terrific athlete.
I can't picture that size body doing any kind of cardiovascular aerobic exercise. I thought it would be lifting only. He was like 240 in muscle, right? Or 255 or something insane.
Surprisingly, he was doing decent cardio and was actually doing a
Wow.
good job with that. Yeah, at that
That's
time.
amazing.
But yeah, I think he was just so good at his craft of bodybuilding that he, in that particular field, he just knew more than Jesse Ventura.
Yeah.
That guy's a big, powerful guy. I'm not saying in a real fight Arnold would win,
Right.
but he had his own unique qualities. Like, who's that other big guy? He was friends with Arnold.
Frigo?
No, the other one, Sven. He was in Gladiator.
Oh, okay.
He was like a good friend, and I think he won like tough man competitions.
Right.
Huge, big guy. He was like probably like 6'8" or something like that. So he showed up in a lot of movies as Arnold, like The Running Man, and
I think I can picture who you're talking about. Like he'll play like a security guard, right? Like in
yeah,
a scene or
that
something.
guy.
I
He's
know
always playing
exactly who you're talking
security.
about. Guy with a beard, right?
That guy, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about, man. I remember thinking like this guy has to be Arnold's buddy on like the third film I'd seen him in, you know?
I follow him on Instagram. I don't know if it was me a long time ago or someone else asked him, like, could you beat up Arnold? He went, of course.
Well, you know.
And he goes, but he's like, as a bodybuilder, he goes, Arnold is the king, you know.
Right.
He's like, no one did it better than him. He was like the guy.
Like he
Um,
literally could sculpt his own body. It's what he was eating and how he lifted. You know, he knew himself that well.
yeah,
It's insane.
one thing I find inspiring with Arnold is his backstory. You know, like he had a really mean father
Right.
and he was really poor. He had nothing, this guy. He didn't even have a toilet, you know, and to see him go from that to being this big movie star, it's remarkable, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
And not only that, everyone was making fun of him when he was coming around. You know, just forget it. And it's just funny because all of his flaws turn out to be his perks.
Right.
His name, his accent, the way he walked, his body, everything. You know, that's what made Arnold Arnold. If he lost his accent, it wouldn't be the same.
Right.
You know, I don't think he could even get rid of it if he wanted to. The German accent is too big. You know?
I don't think so. He's been in his country longer than most citizens have been alive, and
Yeah.
he doesn't sound even a little different than when he first got here. It's like
I just,
fine.
I just watched like End of Days the other day. So it's funny seeing a German cop in New York City.
Yeah, yeah. I don't even know this kid.
Call an ambulance.
That's one movie that bombed. I love The Last Action Hero. I
Love
feel
it
like
too.
that movie doesn't get its just desserts. You know?
I think he was very hurt when that one bombed. He
Yeah,
put a lot into it, but Jurassic Park came out, you know?
that's tough.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he said to stall. He said, wait, let this glorify Jurassic Park and then we'll come out, you know? And it
right.
probably would have done better. So yeah, it's interesting with Arnold. In the 90s, I felt there was a big career shift. Like, I felt his movies in the 80s were more raw and darker, like Terminator 1 and Predator and
Yeah,
the other ones. It was more graphic with the violence. After T2, I think he kind of became more like a soft guy as
right.
far as his role became. Kindergarten Cop,
Yep.
Twins, and so forth. He went more down that route.
True Lies. It's a good movie.
Well, yeah, Twins made a lot of money, but I guess they wanted to go that route. I guess they felt it'd be more financially secure to do more of a family movie. You know?
Sure.
I think even Jingle All the Way, and as much as that's a
Oh
kid,
yeah, with Sinbad and Phil Hartman.
I mean, you know, it's not one of my favorite movies, so I'll say that, but I probably did well. Uh,
Yeah.
the
What was
concept,
that toy? Turbo Man.
yeah. It's trouble
Oh god,
time.
it's double time. Oh
With
my
the
god.
Rock'em Sock'em Jetpack.
I guess they didn't want to pay to use Optimus Prime or GI Joe or something. They're like, we'll make up our own Turbo Man.
It'll be even better. It'll be me.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, in his time, he did look like an action figure come to life,
Yeah.
Arnold.
Oh, he did, man.
Yeah, like I think in the '80s, like that's like prime Arnold to me. When he did Commando and T1, I go, that's
Right.
when you look at it, I go, this guy looks like the comic book character come to life.
Hey,
You know?
the Conans.
Yeah,
Whoa,
he is
dude.
Conan. Yeah,
Yeah, he legitimately is.
yeah. Apparently, his arms are a little too big. They say you got something, no problem. But I really, I liked End of Days, but that movie bombed. It didn't do well when it came
Yeah,
out. But that was a darker film that he took on. Have you seen that one, End of Days?
I think so. It was a while ago though, more
I
toward
thought
when it first came out.
I thought that was a cool concept, like the devil and trying to give birth to the Antichrist, and like this tough like security cop is like in the way, and it would have been cool to see that character intertwined with Constantine, Keanu Reeves.
I love that movie, dude. Love Constantine. I
By the
think
way,
that's a great
I
movie.
forgot that we did a trailer of that too a while back.
That's right. That's right. I had issues with Keanu. I forgot how to
Oh
say his
yeah,
name.
yeah, yeah.
Keanu.
But not as hard as saying Timothy Oliphant.
Oliphant. You can hear like I'm almost like not near the microphone. Timothy Oliphant.
I listened to it before this, and I kind of caught it. You were just very gentle with Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah, yeah. I just wasn't 100%, man.
It's good
So,
enough. It's okay. And like he's not in the movie too much. It's all right.
no, but he's good. He always brings good stuff whenever he
No, he's a
shows
good
up.
actor. He's cool.
Yeah.
So your top three Tarantino movies, what would it be if you had to pick?
Wow. Um,
Ended on a high note.
yeah. All right. Reservoir Dogs. I just love that fight.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Right. Yeah.
I got it. It's so hard, man.
A
Right
lot of
now, I'm going to say Inglorious Bastards
yeah.
because Christoph as Hans, that opening scene at the dairy farm where
Right.
he grills the farmer about where the Jewish family's being hidden.
Yeah.
I fell in love with him as an actor. I couldn't like that was so tense, dude. You
It was
know.
a great suspense. Yeah.
But so I'm that's my top three right now. But I'll be honest with you, Alex, from day to day, they cycle. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
cycles through. But what about you, man? Give me your top three and the reasons why.
Pulp Fiction, because it's such a unique movie that you forget it's a gangster movie,
Yeah,
and you have to remind yourself. And you
right.
never seen one like that, because
Absolutely.
he's so original. Like Scorsese, I see this like typical like wise guy Italiano, the Goombas, like Goodfellas, and then Casino is like Goodfellas on steroids,
Right.
and then The Irishman was like another one, and it just had that thing there. It was kind of like in the same domain.
Right.
But when he did a gangster film, it's just so unique that you can't box it in. It stands on its own. But that's not the only time. Even Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's such a unique movie. You can't really
Yeah.
compare it to anything. It's its own thing, So, and he gets that, you
Right.
know. So Pulp Fiction. I think the other one I really liked that's underrated was Jackie Brown.
I love Jackie Brown. See, this is what I'm talking about, dude.
Yeah.
When Robert Forrester sees Pam Grier for the first time,
Yeah.
and his character is usually Joe Cool, Mr. Smooth, bail bondsman,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you just see on his face, he's like, "Fuck, I'm in love." You know what I mean? Like he just, you in that moment, you can see like he would basically do anything for this woman,
And
and
who
he's just
wouldn't,
met
right?
her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She was
that's
a
a
beautiful.
great movie, dude.
Yeah, she was a beautiful woman, very sexy. Pam
Yes.
Grier. He has such a great actor talent because he brought all these like underrated actors, and he was doing something there with Pam Grier. He was showing that this woman was a star. She had the goods.
Yeah.
That final shot in the film before the credits roll. I remember watching that with my friend, and he just keeps it running for quite a long time on Pam Grier. A long time he keeps it going, and that was an intentional decision to show as a movie star there.
Yep.
Grier.
And Robert Forrester was forgotten at that point too.
Yeah,
And Tarantino met with him And Robert Forrester was like, I love this script. I love the part, but nobody's going to touch me, man. I don't think you might have problems getting, the movie made if you try to hire me in this part. And Tarantino was like, listen, nobody tells me who I put in my movies.
Yeah,
Okay.
good
I
man.
want you in the film. And he gave the guy's career back. How many careers has Quentin Tarantino resurrected, bro?
A lot,
You
a
know?
lot. I think the big one that was missing, Mickey Rourke, was supposed to be in Pulp Fiction and do the Bruce Willis part. That was a big no-no not to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know about
Tremendous
that?
no. No, I
Did,
didn't know that. I knew that Madsen was supposed to be Vincent Vega, but he took Wyatt
why?
Earp with Costner.
Yeah, which is a so-so movie.
Compared to Tombstone, it doesn't even exist in my
No,
book.
and it's funny because they were being made like back to back, those two films.
Crazy.
No, like no one's gonna top like what Val Kilmer did as Doc Holliday.
No way.
Nah, like
Pitch perfect performance. It's perfect.
he's one of the best actors, like Val Kilmer. He's brilliant,
Yeah.
because not only is he naturally great, but he can become other people. That's a rare
Right.
thing as an actor, you know. But not to get sidetracked, yeah, Jackie Brown I put two, and then number three I'll put the Kill Bill. It was just such a fun movie,
Yeah.
man. I don't know who said it, maybe Robert Rodriguez. He said that no one else could have made this movie. It
It's a
was
huge endeavor. It's a giant revenge film that
yeah,
goes spans years. It's huge, man.
yeah, and the choreography and the fight scenes were terrific.
Yeah,
You see the Bruce Lee inspiration with the tracksuit.
definitely.
Uh, it was just it was like it was just a mixture of again, there's nothing like it. It's just such a unique film. I definitely see the '70s aspect there. Remember, like when she opens the door and sees like the no, she's Black Mamba, but she sees like the girl, and then they play that '70s.
Yeah, yeah,
I see that because I know when he was young, those things that he watched, like '70s films, and then the kung fu movies, and he just managed to like shake it up and stir it and make something unique that no one's ever seen before. It's very groundbreaking. So
absolutely.
that would be my three, and the fight scenes were long. Like the whole sword fight scene with the crazy 88s,
Right.
it was terrific. So it's just a fun movie. It's a kick-ass movie.
Absolutely, man.
You see it direct.
Everybody is so good. Lucy Liu is great. Carradine, Daryl Hannah, Uma Thurman, everybody. Michael Madsen, of course.
Yeah,
So
it's
good, man.
you see a director that was fearless to really go
Yeah.
out there. That's what I like about him, that he's not afraid to go out there and deliver the goods. I've seen some indie filmmakers, I won't mention their names or their projects, where they play it safe
Mhm.
and they don't want to do anything and they stay in a domain. And I saw a scene where he had the potential to engage now into something interesting and then he just shut the door on that. Tarantino doesn't do that. He goes out there and he'll do it.
Yeah,
He will shock you, he will entertain you, and he will deliver the goods.
absolutely.
So yeah, I think that would be my top three, at least for now.
I know, and I agree. And like I said, from day to day, I love all of his films so much. We're talking about incremental changes. I'll just remember a scene, and one movie will pop up in the top three for a little while. They're all so brilliant, man.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I just wanted to catch up to you. Is there anything you wanted to ask me as far as films or the curiosity you had? Or
Well, I wanted to ask you before we go. I asked you if you saw Last Days of Frankie the Fly, right?
you
That's
asked me
Dennis
about it?
Hopper and Mike Johnson. If you get a chance to see it, and if I find it anywhere, I'll shoot it your way if I find a link or something. Did you ever see The Winner with?
No, that's another one,
Okay,
huh?
that's Michael Madsen. Vincent D'Onofrio plays his brother,
Uh-huh.
and the female is Rebecca. I almost said the porn actress's name, not the horny, De Mornay. Uh, and Billy Bob Thornton. It's a great movie. If you ever get a chance to see it, definitely check it out. I'd like to shoot the breeze about it. Um, well, but my main question for you, movie wise, is what do you have on the horizon? Are you planning on anything?
Yes, I was going to end it with I'm working on the script for the next project,
Okay.
and you're in my mind a lot for a big role there.
All right. Well, if you need a heavy, much like Rick Dalton, I'm willing to be your heavy.
Definitely, man. It'll be a long time, but I have you in mind a lot for a role.
Awesome.
Yeah, and a great role. You'll be there from like the beginning to the end of the project.
Yeah.
You know. And I told my friend already about you, who helped me with the previous film. I know him my whole life. He's like a brother. And I say, what a great actor. I didn't even know you studied acting, Dan. I didn't even
I
know
only
that.
recently started with the on-screen acting, but yeah, I mean, the microphone stuff is one thing I'm trying to get comfortable in front of a camera too.
You'll be able to do it because you're a natural storyteller. So you'll be
Thanks, man.
given exposition. So it'll be an interesting experience and a great one. I don't want to give the details away. I'm very secretive
Yeah.
with my work, but it is different and exciting and be so much bigger than what I did before. My goal is to blow out of the water what I did before.
Well, what you did already is amazing, and I appreciate your art and your voice, and I'm be happy to be part of it in any way I can. Would be
Thank
great.
you, Dan. I
Yeah, man.
appreciate that. Well, listen, it was great catching up with you, man, and we'll be sure to work again soon. I know we got like Blade 2 and other projects coming around for sure.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you, man. It was good talking to you, Dan. Make sure you save the video. This is a good one to keep. Yeah.
I will do. I'll do that. Take care, man.
Take care. You too. Bye.
Bye.